18 long. That. Get this B nut to break loose. Not screwing up the. Give me that. I can put on that. Awesome. Once you get that V-nut to break loose, work it back and forth a little bit. Get it to whipping that breaker on there helps it out too. Let's see in there. Try to get that one. Let's go up. Awesome. Okay, put that one back in. All right, sweet. Work it. Alright, sweet. Now you use regular. Now you use a regular wrench on it. Beautiful. God. 13. Beautiful. Get it off now. Now thing I gotta put it back on. Try not to cross thread the beam. Awesome. At the point where we can do it by hand. Bag over there. Gotta get through it. Like that. Oh God. whacking my neck on that. Back of my neck is dirty. I wore a freaking dress shirt to work too. It's a dirty job. Big hands, it's difficult to work. I got small hands. So I know big hands are big hands. Almost got top one loose. There we go. All right. Get over here. Okay. Beautiful. The B-nuts are free to rotate. You won't have any problem putting them back in. Alright. Beautiful. Don't have to replace the peanuts. Alright. Okay. Next thing. This fluid's nice and clean. The only problem is the filter dropped. So now whatever contaminants you had have gone into the throttle or have gone into the body. That so sucks. That should have been like sitting up in there. The O-ring's gone here. There's no bolting into it. It just sits up in there, and then this sits on the bottom of the pan. It sucks it in, sends it up through. So it's missing its O-ring. You shove it up in there, that O-ring's supposed to lock it up in there. And then this basically sits on the bottom of the pan, keeping it, bouncing around, but I don't know why. Disconnected, it's disconnected. Alright. Position sensor there. Here. Position sensor there. And you got your speed sensor on the back. Gonna use that out of my way. So I can maneuver. Look at that. Something on that. sensor. This is the removable. Alright. That's the harness. Harness is now removed. Quick look in there. Let's see what harness is. Okay. Okay, you got this harness here, which goes into this here. Then further up on top, you can see the other one that has to come out. And then you have your back one. That's your speed sense right there. So 1, 2, 3. And then what you're seeing over here is your O2 sensor plugs. You got 4 of them for this. And then of course you got your power for your starter, your solenoid kicker can of plug right there. And then your ground is when it's bolted to the transmission. And then of course your selector cable. So there you go. Got all that disconnected. Now, fun part, we get all the bolts undone. Then we got to go through the starter hole here and then undo 4 nuts that hold the torque converter to the flywheel. We'll come back and we'll disconnect the center bolts that hold the transmission there. Then we'll get ready to slide that puppy back. I'm going to get this set up so I can put a jack across. I can bring that right up underneath, set it on the pan, and we can pull it out, and I can drop it down, set it. Then what we're going to do is, I've set these jacks. I've made preparations with a 4x4. I drilled holes through here, and they'll sit on that. I have 4 of these 4,000-pound jacks. So I'll be putting one here, putting the 4x4 across, and then I'll put one across here. And of course I'm gonna have to take the wheels off so I can get that 4x4 under the engine. And then what we'll do is when it's sitting on the jacks, I can use the whole rack as a platform. But when I pull that transmission back, I can lower the transmission down on a cart. And then we can roll the transmission out, rack back up, and put my tires back on. We'll get the engine as disconnected as possible. The engine bolts disconnected. I think we're gonna go ahead and disconnect the radiator so it's out of my way. Engine mounts, loosen them up. I can't remember if the other engine's got the engine mounts on it or not. And then once we've got to that point, then we can go ahead, bring it down, roll it out. We'll take it into the other garage. Go ahead and disconnect everything that needs to be disconnected on top. Get the engine hoist and yank the motor out. And then do exactly the opposite. Put the new engine in, get it stabilized, roll it back in here, and then go ahead and get it all bolted back up from underneath. Pull the wheels back off, get my stand set up, and then go ahead and bring the transmission in. Get that stabilized. Well, it already is stabilized. Back on, drop the lift, get that stabilized on the rack, and then lift it back up. Go ahead and get the tranny lined up and slid in here, making sure your torque converter, before you put that up, make sure the torque converter is inserted and locked in before you try and install the transmission. And then, because so you just need to check it. It may not, it may not come out. Well, yeah, sort of. Okay, well, we can get our nuts. Actually, the nuts are coming out. Jeez. Starter really need to come out anyway, because you got to do that before you do that. But actually, your nuts are disconnected from in here. You might be able to get one or two from your starter, but you do have a plate in here that I wasn't thinking about. So anyway, that's where we're at. A little bit of a process. Stay tuned.